Well, today I was able to visit the do-it-yourself shop, which is West End in our part of the world in Corby. Managed to get some beading, that's all I needed. That's what I had left from last time. It cost about £2 a length, and what I'm using it for, and I have done in a lot of my electronic projects, is to build these boxes or enclosures, and this one is for 2 light displays I'm building, and in each square gets what's called the breathing heart circuit board. There's one there, and that will mount in there, and there'll be 3. There'll be red, green and blue, and that's the cut mark for the next one: red, green and blue. And then I'm going to have to get some perspex to go across the top, 3, and I'll see if I can get some frosted perspex or acrylic sheet. That's how that works. And all these clamps holding it together, it's just glued, there's no screws, and this is a 3.6mm hardwood ply, which is an offcut from some other jobs I've done, and I'm just using up scrap bits. This was a big sheet, and it was nearly £6 a sheet, so I'll try and use every bit of wood I can for different projects. One of the stupid things, they stick this bloody sticker on the wood, and you can't get it off. The glue actually goes into the wood, so it ruins that part, that much wood. So it's not good, especially when you're using very small pieces of wood. And that's where I'm now. It should glue overnight, then I'll cut it into the 2 display units and sand it, and then I should put the electrical wiring in for it, which is fairly straightforward, and it will run from a USB charger or a power bank when it's done. The ones in the motorhome in Herb, the breathing hearts, which is this going to be, there's 4 in each unit. In this one there's only going to be 3, and hopefully it will be okay. Okay, I've started to separate the wood. It's 9 o'clock at night, so it's a bit late to go in the shed and do some sawing and things like that. And what I've got to do, I've got to put inside each of these, just the middle ones, a positive and negative brass nail, and same as the other one, and these will be the main electrical connections coming in. And for each one of these will be the heart, and then they'll be all interconnected. And just drop one in there, so that'll be a heart. And there'll be one in there, one in there, and this will be all cut off. And then the front is this perspex front. If I can snap it down the middle, there should be enough perspex for both of these. I've scored it with a knife, but I found it better to snap it rather than cut it with a hacksaw. But this is the only piece of perspex or plastic I've got, and I'm hoping it will split down the middle. It's always difficult to do work with this stuff. Anyway, it's coming on, slow but sure. Okay, I think that'll probably do for tonight. I'm in the shed, I've got the heater on. Rain, rain, rain and more bloody rain. And I've got to cut this wood down. And I think I'll do some of it in the vise. Cut it down here, and then along there, and then what else have I got to do? Oh, loads of stuff. There's some metal pins to cut down. I'll get those out of my pocket. The pins are too long. electrical tacks. I've got to put them into the wood to make the electrical connection, so I've got to cut about 10 mil off each one, so I'll do those with a hacksaw. Do that now, put them in the vise and cut them down. That's the first one done. That's ready for varnishing. And this is the second one. I've got to sand the edges with the electric sander. Make it all nice and neat. I'll try to anyway. Now drill the holes for the electrical cable to come in, and the 2 pins where the wire solder onto. And that goes in like that. So it's time to varnish these boxes. And the boxes or cases and closures had their first coat of varnish and been sanded down. I've got to put a little bit of filler in some of the gaps where the joints are not very good, but that won't take long. Well, I've just started soldering up the wiring loom. 3 red wires, 3 black wires, and the electrical connection pins. So that's done. This is the end of part 1 of this electronic project. The varnish is going to be taking overnight to dry. In part 2 it possibly is the assembly and making the front section. So thanks for watching so far. Please subscribe and like.